Hi and welcome along to One Week at a Time. My name's Brett Burden. Once upon a time when I asked the question, what is a USP? You get a lot of blank stares. These days, not so. Most people are quite knowledgeable around unique selling propositions and how they work and what they're for. Today I want to just touch on it really briefly to make sure that you are actually developing one or you have developed one, because that's the interesting thing. Most people know what they are, but they still don't have one, and they know the importance of them, but they still don't have one. So I just want to touch on them and just give you a bit of a brief understanding of why, how to go about it also. And if you want to know more information, we have workshops that are dedicated to helping you develop your USP. So if you want more information on that, give me a yell and we'll look into that for you. But why is it so important to have one in the first place? Obviously, it all comes back to being unique, something different, so you stand out in the crowd. And so if you're in a brand new business or you're in a startup business, you're in a really fortunate position because you should have already done your marketing plan and you should already know who your target audience is. So you'd be expected to call them. I'm not talking about 2 or 3. I'm talking about 20 and 30. And finding out, asking them, what are their frustrations about the business? What are your frustrations about the product you're being delivered? How can we help? How can we make it better? And then by getting that intel, you can then wrap your USP around the weaknesses of your market. If you've been in business for a little while and your business is quite mature, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to do that. Should you not do it? No, of course you should. That's still a really good way of gathering that intel about your market. But you're going to have a few tethers holding you back because your business is already going to be set up and maybe not able to move in that direction really quickly. So the idea for you would be to have a look at what is your competitive advantage. Where do you lead the market currently? Have you sat down and thought about that? And are you marketing it correctly? Take the time to understand you and your business or your product. And don't be, a lot of people when they talk about USPs, it always comes back to, we have the best product or we have the best service. Everyone is saying they have the best product and service. It's got to be deeper than that. It's got to be, you've got to really hit the market. That's why I say talk to your client base or target market and find out what it is that's frustrating them. If you can find that out, then you're going to go a long way to being able to rectify that issue and then come up with a really strong USP. So, a good book. Now, this is not going to help you necessarily develop your USP, but what it does do is it helps you think a little bit outside the square and helps you wrap your head around being a little bit extraordinary, doing things a little bit differently. So it's a great read. I'd definitely suggest that you have a read of The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. It opens your mind up and helps you be a little bit more creative and thinking through the process of what your uniqueness is, what your business is about, and what you're trying to achieve. So hope that's helped. As I say, it's a really long subject, and I'd love for you to come along to one of our marketing workshops and sit down with us, and we'll actually go through the process that's necessary to help you build and help you identify the areas where you're strong. Is it wrapped around your technical ability? Is it the technology that you have and the tools that you have that make you different? Is it the way you market? Is it different? Is it do you have an interesting geographical area that you're marketing out of, you're selling out of? What is it about you that makes you different? Are you able to deliver quicker than what the rest of your market is? Who knows? I don't know what the answer is. Obviously I don't, but there are so many different areas that we can look into and help you develop a really keen, unique selling proposition. So anyway, love talking to you, and we'll speak again next week. Bye for now.